Welcome back to Storm Alert USA. Today is Friday, May 8th, 2026, and we are entering a high-risk phase for the continental United States. As we move into the second weekend of May, we are tracking a dangerous atmospheric setup that spans from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the Great Lakes. Currently, a strong cold front is pushing through the deep south, clashing with record-breaking tropical moisture. This collision is triggering a massive line of severe thunderstorms, while a persistent heat dome continues to bake the southern peninsula. In this briefing, we will break down the tornado watches in the Florida Panhandle, the extreme heat index in Miami, and the rising floodwaters in the Midwest. We have a lot of data to analyze, so stay with us for this complete 12-minute emergency update. Let's head to the radar. Starting in North Florida, the situation is critical this morning. A line of intense, fast-moving storms is currently sweeping across the Panhandle and the Big Bend area. Tornado watch active. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch for the entire Panhandle until mid-morning. We are tracking several rotating cells that have the potential to drop isolated tornadoes with little warning. Severe wind threat. Ahead of the main line, we are recording straight-line wind gusts between 40 and 60 miles per hour. This is enough to cause widespread power outages and down trees. If you are on the I-10 corridor, visibility is near zero. Flash flooding. Because these storms are moving over areas already saturated from earlier this week, a marginal risk for flash flooding is in effect. We expect rainfall totals to exceed 2 to 3 inches in localized areas within just 60 minutes. As we move south into the Florida Peninsula, the threat shifts from water to fire and heat. The Miami heat crisis, South Florida, including Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and the Keys, is facing a dangerous heat spike today. High temperatures are climbing well into the 90s, but with the humidity, the heat index is hitting 105 to 108 degrees. This is the time of day when heat exhaustion becomes a major risk for anyone outdoors. Red flag warning. Across Northeast and East Central Florida, a red flag warning is in effect until this evening. Relative humidity levels have dropped to critical lows between 25% and 35%. Combined with breezy winds, any small spark could ignite a massive wildfire. If you are in Orlando or Jacksonville, outdoor burning is strictly prohibited today. Beach hazards. For those heading to the coast, be aware of a high rip current risk for all Panhandle beaches and a moderate risk for the Space and Treasure coasts. Shifting our focus to the Midwest and the Central Plains, we are monitoring the long-term impact of this week's severe weather outbreak. River flooding in Missouri and Illinois, specifically around the St. Louis Basin, stream flows are currently above historical averages. While there is no immediate rapid runoff, the persistent rain throughout the week has pushed local rivers toward minor flood stage. The new Pacific system, looking at the west coast, a new low-pressure system is developing near Oregon and California. This will tighten the pressure gradient, bringing high winds to the coast and pushing more moisture back into the plains by the end of the weekend. Texas and Oklahoma. After a week of intense tornado activity, these regions are seeing a brief calm, but moisture is already returning from the Gulf. This sets the stage for another round of severe weather starting early next week. Looking ahead, the next 5 days will remain unsettled. The high-pressure ridge over the east will begin to shift, allowing for even warmer temperatures by mid-May. The tropics. We are officially just weeks away from the start of the 2026 hurricane season. With Gulf water temperatures already hitting July levels, the energy available for tropical development is extremely high. Final warning. If you are in the path of today's storms in Georgia or Alabama, remember to seek shelter in an interior room. For those in South Florida, stay hydrated, and limit your sun exposure. Information is your best tool in these extreme conditions. To recap for Friday, May 8th, Florida Panhandle, tornado watch is active. Stay alert for rotating storms. South Florida, record heat and critical wildfire danger are the primary threats. Midwest, keep an eye on rising river levels through the weekend. Thank you for trusting Storm Alert USA. We are your 24/7 source for severe weather intelligence. If you found this 12-minute briefing helpful, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the storm. What's the weather like in your city? Drop a comment below with your city name and current temperature. We track your reports to improve our local coverage. Stay safe, stay dry, and we will see you in the next emergency update.
Welcome to Storm Alert USA. It's Monday, May 4th, 2020, tracking a multi-state weather emergency. The nation is facing a massive atmospheric battle. While the South suffocates under record heat dome, the Central Plains brace for a high-risk severe weather outbreak. In Florida, it's a double crisis. Tallahassee faces storms while Miami hits a feels like 108 degrees. Meanwhile, Texas and Oklahoma are on high alert for significant tornadoes and destructive hail this evening.